to the new thing isn't global warming or isn't Ukraine or isn't COVID. Now it's the Muslims. And I don't like a lot of the stuff Israel's doing. I think they stood down. I think it was a false flag. I mean, I think real Islamicists attacked, but it was clearly money Biden sent. But what's the larger picture here with Harvard and the big universities endorsing this? We got a lot to talk about in the 45 minutes or so we've got him, and I'm going to cover some more news after he leaves us in this hour before the next guest joins us. But clearly we said another big war is coming. That's going to be the distraction from the COVID deaths, all the rest of it. And now they're trying to trigger a holy war. Obviously, you get boosted big on Twitter and everywhere else, Hotep, where you're already reaching millions a day if you got on the bandwagon. But clearly the establishment is trying to create some type of clash of civilizations here. Hotep Jesus, thank you for joining us, hotepjesus.com. And people can also find you at Hotep Jesus on Twitter and menofhonor.com. So, Hotep, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Oh, absolute pleasure, Alex. So, yeah, so your take on Israel's pretty much similar to my take. Obviously, the timing is convenient. We have election season now here, a.k.a. grifting season. Nikki Haley has proven to be a supreme grifter herself after her comments on Fox last night. But what's the bigger story here? Well, first of all, the next distraction is to create something domestically, right? Create some sort of event domestically. Now, it's been happening in spurts here and there. You have protesters clashing. You have Grand Central Station being attacked by pro-Palestine protesters. You have Jewish people being attacked. A lot of different skirmishes have taken place on domestic soil. Much of this planned, much of this known by the elite rulers. And that was one of my fears early on, where there's conflict in the Middle East, and because of all the vitriol on social media spilled into our streets. Now, much of this stuff, as we know, Hamas and Palestine has been supported by George Soros. Black Lives Matter supported by George Soros. We've tracked down some of these protests between the pro-Palestine socialists, but I think Stop the War Coalition is one of them. And Jeremy Corbyn is partly behind some of these protests. So what we have is a communist socialist takeover of another people's struggle. But what's the bigger story that's happening here? Well, while everybody's distracted by the Middle East, what we are experiencing is a complete and total financial transformation where money is going to change how it operates, both at a wholesale level and a retail level. Right now, the House Financial Services Committee is discussing Basel III Endgame. And basically what they're talking about now is, what are the capital requirements for a banking institution? Now, we know what the capital requirements have been since COVID. They said that they are basically zero. You need zero reserves. But now Basel III is challenging some of that and saying that banks need to hold more money, more cash, more capital, which is going to hurt, obviously, the small guys. So what we're looking at right now is actually a huge transformation of the banking industry. If you look, you'll see many banks right now shutting down. You have Wells Fargo.
By the way, let me just interrupt you and say, bingo, 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 ding, 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 ding. We're coming to the end of the big bubble, the new rollout of the central bank currencies. They admit it, and they need crises as the diversion to bring this in.
That's correct. And not only so the crises is going to be the diversion so they don't see all the laws being passed. But then later on, the crises is going to be the reason why we need the new banking transformation, right? So we have Basel III. Let's put that aside for a second. They're meeting about that today. FCC is meeting about total control of the internet. That's happening today. Now, let's focus on the banks really fast. So we have Bank of America.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus's and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the power. And Hotep and Doesnt.
Trump uttered those 4 letters, CBDC. And you know who been told you? The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Happy Hotep Thursday, Hoteps. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hoteps. Hotep to my Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
Metastep, what up? Strong Dad, what up? Heather, Renee, we in the house. Protocol, I see you. Who's rumbling on the rumble? Haram Life, what up, man? Haram Life, yo. Haram Life is now a client of Men of Water. I seen he got himself some of that Apex. Let me know how it make you feel. I got mine's coming in the mail. I can't wait till you take that Apex, man. Woo! I can't wait to see just what it does to my attitude. You know, I'm sure the muscles and all of that. I'm not concerned about that. You know, I know how to do that. But I wonder how it's gonna, manage my mood. With the, stabilizing of my testosterone levels. Can't wait to find out. In case y'all haven't missed it, you got 3 days left. No, 3 days. No, 2. You have today and tomorrow to take advantage of it's like 75% off sale for Apex. I mean, you're going to get it at the lowest price you're ever going to see it. Go get Apex. It's our testosterone supplement. It's the one I was just talking about. Go get it right now. menofwater.com. You don't have to do anything. It's already priced in there. The regular price on this thing is $98 a bottle. This week only, it's about $30. $30. So y'all better take advantage. Y'all better go and take advantage. EMP said he's not going to get the Apex, but he's going to get the Flow. Get the Flow. The Flow is banging too. I took my Flow today. I'm flowing. Take my Flow every day. You know what I mean? Helps you enter that flow state. Huge advantage for concentration and focus. All right. If you want to get that Flow, QR code on the screen is right there. Contact one of our affiliates. I'm sure they'll post a link in the chat shortly to get that discount. Discount link is also in the box below. Make sure you get that. Syscoin got a huge announcement coming soon. I hope y'all in the Telegram group. Get in the Telegram group. Get in the Telegram group. Link in the description box below. Don't say I didn't been told you. With that being said, let's dive right into the Grift Report. we're going to start right here. We're going to start off with the theatrics. The theatrics. Let's take a look. Moax posted a video this morning, afternoon, 1:28 p.m. He says, was I exposed by Hotep Jesus? Let's look at the clip. And of course, Elon's app doesn't work. Hold on. Damn shame. You had one job, Elon. Topic. Today, we are going to expose Moax as an agent of white supremacy.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Moax, you there? Is Moax still in the chat? We're about to expose Moax and Tariq Nasheed and whoever else falls under that umbrella, freedmen and all that. I'm going to show you how these people are either witting or unwitting agents of so-called white supremacy, which they say exists. Is the fact that we were the natives. We were not brought here on slave ships. That's not economically sound.
Stop it. Get some help.
Let's get to the big brain topic. Mo ain't shit for this. Mo, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Yo, don't make me call Goldstein for an edit. Don't make me call Goldstein for an edit, Mo. You know he lethal with the edits, Mo. I'm debating Moax tomorrow for the Grift Report, special edition of the Grift Report. Me versus Moax, the man without a face. We are going to face off tomorrow. Pause. HJ, you got to do a custom link for Apex. It's too long to post in the chat. Just type in menofwater.com. It's right there. menofwater.com. It's probably the easiest way to do that. And it's the first thing you see when you go to menofwater.com. Shout out to Cash Cam. Cash Cam got a dope blog coming out soon on menofwater.com. He's working hard over there in the gym, in his community, putting in them hours, doing the work, as the people say. So look out for that special episode of the Grift Report tomorrow. And if there's any breaking news, anything like that, me and Mo can cover that together. What? Oh, just some old news that popped up on my timeline. Let's go back to the bag. What do I want to? There's a lot of racy stuff in here. I want to talk about the jibby jab. I got stuff in here that's weeks old, maybe even months old, but I want to talk. We got some race stuff in here, and it's very interesting. Let's go right here. Let's start with here, because there's a bunch of different things. You know how I tie everything in together. So let's go right here. So this account, Amuse, you guys know these guys. They create, they basically, jack news outlets for news and call it breaking news, right? And all they could do is just, you could just retweet the news outlets, but, whatever. Anyway, Amuse. He says equity. He starts off with the term equity. And he says, I'm in the market for a new job, and I was referred to a startup that has raised $500 million in venture capital regarding a CRO position. It is a great fit based on my background. The first question the HR person asked was about my identity. They need a diverse candidate. When I explained I was a straight white male, I was told that I didn't meet their requirements. Without any hesitancy, the hiring representative explained they had a mandate to only consider candidates that were people of color and or members of the LGBT community. In the old days, the HR department would at least pretend they weren't engaging in illegal hiring practices. Today, they don't even seem to realize what they are doing is a violation of the law. I previously joked that I was going to become non-binary so that I will qualify for participation in our new society. I'm seriously considering it now. First thing I want to say about this response is there's a lot of talk about the Civil Rights Act. And on one hand, people are saying we want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. They're attacking the Civil Rights Act. But at the same time, they want to invoke the Civil Rights Act, which may or may not be hypocritical. I'll throw them some bail because you have to deal with the now. You have to deal in the present. So I understand that. But if you're going to use it, it exists. Why repeal it? Now, I can't really say if it should or should not be repealed because I haven't done the research. I just don't care to do the research. When something pushes me to care to do the research, I'll do the research on it. But right now, again, like I always told you, I'm researching money and our financial system. That to me seems to be the most paramount issue in our society today. So I responded to this post. I said, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. At least that's what I used to tell black people. Hashtag woke right. Now, the funny thing is, if this tweet were written about being a black man, nobody would say anything on the right, the reactionary movement, the red whites. Either wouldn't say anything, B, deny the validity of the story, which Steph Colonel did. Steph Colonel said he's lying. Maybe. This does smell like cap, but you never know, right? Or third, so what do we got? We got ignore, deny, or acknowledge, like I showed you, and say pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Either way, there would be no room for sympathy. Because that is the common theme, because that I personally believe is the move for black folks. I'm not the type of person who, enjoys hearing black people complain about systemic white supremacy and racism. To me, it sounds bitch made. It sounds like a hoe. It sounds like a 304. It sounds like a woman crying and complaining. Now, when I see women do it, I understand because that's what women do. They complain. They identify problems. They complain. That's their role in our society, and then men solve them. So when I see men take on female traits, it concerns me. Oh, the white man this, the white man that. Whereas I'm like, I think like everybody else, pull yourself up by the fucking bootstraps. Okay? Figure it out. Push forward. This shit exists. It sucks. Now, I gotta tell you this. If you don't know how to pimp your whiteness, give it to me.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
If you are white in America and you are having trouble getting a job, do you need me to tell you how to do it? Because I've been black my whole life and was able to get the most impossible jobs where I wasn't supposed to get hired. But I did it. The next thing I want to say is, if I go to a job and they tell me they're looking for an LGBTQ candidate, I do not want to work there. I'm like, oh, y'all a woke corporation. You know what? Give me my application back. Give me my resume back. I don't even want to work here. I don't want to work here. So I don't understand why these people are practicing their own form of DEI. Oh, you got to let the white man get a job. I thought y'all don't do identity politics. Let the white man get a job. Why don't the white man create his own job? That's what I told black people to do. Create your own job. Create your own economy. Create your own corporations. Create your own means of sustenance. Okay? And this is the issue. They don't want to do that. They want to come online and they want to complain. They want to complain about DEI and all this other stuff. This is what you call hashtag woke right. The woke right. Because like I said before, if you were to swap black with white here, everybody would say, oh, look at these people complaining about racism. Racism doesn't exist. We live in a post-racial America and all this other bullshit. Now, last thing I'll say on this topic. If you were silent if you downplayed or you were unsympathetic when black people were complaining about racism and not being able to get a job, mostly those jobs that were created by the left, if you were any of those three, you should not complain now. You should not complain now. Because the system showed you what it was capable of when it came to black people. And you thought you were impervious. You thought you wouldn't be next. But the system don't care about race. The system cares about power. Okay? The people that run this system care about power, and they can't get power while men are still around, while masculinity is strong. That's why we dropped Apex, because some of y'all need some testosterone fixing. Need your body to start producing the right amount of testosterone. That's what they don't want. That's why you have the gender wars and the gender swapping and all of that stuff. This is an attack on masculinity. See, when they wanted to destroy the black community, they attacked the black man to get access to the black woman. And you see what that has done to the black community now. And the white man's always been a target of this power structure. He was a target since the Revolutionary War. Since before the Revolutionary War, he's been a target. Masculinity has been a target for a very long time. It's been a target since the Napoleonic Wars. You're just now starting to be able to see it more and more. But now, here today, oh, it's clear as 2020 that they trying to get straight men out of the paint. So we can either unite black man and white man. We can either shake hands, put the bullshit aside, and build our families, which will build our communities, which will build our states, which will build our country, or we can continue to fight amongst ourselves and kill each other. Either way is man-on-man crime.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You hear me? Man-on-man crime. You know, black-on-black crime, man-on-man crime. The powers that be don't give a fuck about race. The powers that be ain't even human, nigga.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
These motherfuckers are reptiles from another galaxy. They not even human, dumbass. That's your problem. David Icke been told you. These are reptilian shapeshifters. And y'all still dealing in black and white. And even if they not reptilian shapeshifters from another planet, these motherfuckers have no humanity, which removes them from being human. They are satanic, demonic people. Evil. It's the fight of good versus evil, the most basic concepts at the beginning of man. And y'all still can't grasp it. Still can't grasp it. Let's continue, because I could go on this tirade all day. Let's go here. Let's pull one. I'm going to play this one third, two, but I'm going to play it third. Three. Play this one second. This one's funny. That one's really funny. Let me just make sure there's nothing else in here, because sometimes I forget. Okay, we have to play this one. Should this one go third or? No, we'll make that the last one. We'll make that the last one. That makes sense to be the last one. And then we're going to get into some grifters, Trump, this big brain shit. Oh, we got to play this. I've been waiting to fucking talk about this shit since we're on the topic of race. All right, let's go back. All right, you ready? So, Charlie Kirk posted his tweet here. It says, New England Patriots' new head coach, Gerard Mayo, lets white NFL players know they should avoid playing for him. Wait, what? Wait, what? Lets white NFL players know they should avoid playing for him. I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. Actually, if you don't see color, you can't practice racism. I don't think Coach Mayo is going to win 6 Super Bowls. What? So then Uncle Hotep responds and he goes, the woke right continues to have their woke off in every aspect of American society. Now, again, coming back, like we told you, this is the woke right. Because you just swap white with black and he sounds like a leftist. Look here, it says New England Patriots new head coach Jerome Mayo lets black NFL players know they should avoid playing for them. You see how I did that? I want to show you something else that popped up. I wonder if she replied. That shit was hilarious. Where is it? Here we go. So this was in response to my response to Amuse. And she says, this y'all business is bullshit. Do all black people living or dead share a brain? Nope. Do all white people living today share a brain with dead white people? Nope. And I said dead. I was talking about people on Twitter. And she says, y'all promotes the destructive, bad idea that the color of your skin should be attributed to bad behavior of someone else because the skin color is similar. In other words, it promotes racism, prejudicing, not ending. And I said, sounds pretty woke to me. And she has not responded yet. Because these people going to start to catch themselves. You see, when the powers that be decide to flip that switch and you're now the target, you are going to sound like the people that used to be the target that you used to make fun of. They flipped the switch and you followed suit. You didn't keep it consistent. You followed suit. So now here you are running around the internet pointing out instances of racism. This is what these white accounts are doing, these white identity accounts. This shit is fucking hilarious. Let's go to the tape. Oh, man, it's good to be white.
I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white, disabled person, I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot. Younger people know what that means. But what I would say is, no, I want you to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix a problem that we all know we have. I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't.
I saw this video pop up on my feed yesterday or the day before. I forget when it was. I think it was yesterday. And I didn't watch the video. I just saw somebody reiterate what he said. And I kept it moving. I thought it was just like nothing. I was just like, oh, whatever. Some black guy who became head coach of New England Patriots. We're going to come back to that point. But I just kept on scrolling. I didn't think it was important. And today, now, it's just like, damn, y'all really mad about this shit? Which makes me question, how the fuck did you get a black coach in New England? Like, Boston's one of the racist places on the planet. Like, the entire planet. If you were to grade, like, the most racist places on the planet, it would probably be Argentina, then Boston. What's a city in Argentina? Is Buenos Aires in Argentina? I don't fucking know. But it would be Argentina, then Boston, like most racist places on the planet. And then, like, I guess, I don't know, Kentucky or Alabama or some shit like that. Which would be your stush racism, your upper class racism, your Nordic racism. But damn, they got a black QB. So what I'm thinking is,
it's like a DEI hire to these people. Like, I think Charlie Kirk's looking at this like, how the fuck is a black man the coach of America's team, right? Like the New England Patriots. How is a black man a coach? You know? He played for them. Is he a coach? What is he? He's a coach, right? Who is this? I don't know who this guy is. I don't follow Caesar's shit. Yeah, he's a head coach. They said he's a head coach. I just trying to figure out how they got a black head coach in New England. And I think that's what these people are really upset about, right? I think they're just like, you know, mad that this might be a DEI hire. And it might be a DEI hire. I don't even fucking know what's going on in sports. All I know is the sports are rigged and y'all stupid for believing that shit otherwise. But anyway, yeah. It could be a DEI hire, you know, but why do people care? It's fucking football. What changes in the world if they fucking got a DEI hire? You're going to see next year when it fucking... But it could be a DEI hire. But we're going to see next year if it was effective or not. An effective hire or not when we see their record. If the storyline allows it, because there's a storyline to the NFL. Anyway, let's go to the next clip. Here we have some racist shit happening. What is this? Pikesville, Baltimore County, Principal Eric Eisvet. Let's play the tape.
I'm the principal here, me and only me. You know, I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people. And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side. Kathy, I'm done.
Oh, man. Looks like he's about to get replaced by a DEI hire.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You know what? I'm not even particularly mad at his rant. Like, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything racist. I'll be honest with you. He didn't say anything racist. He called a spade, you know. The fucking kids ain't learning. They black, you know. He just said black, okay? Now, that last Jew comment, though, I don't think it's racist, but it's damn sure risky.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Can I play that last part one more time? Hold on.
And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
Oh, man. There's a lesson in here. You know, I always going to have a lesson for you. There's a lesson in here. I got to play it one more time. I'm sorry.
And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side. Kathy, I'm done.
Yeah, I hope this was made with AI. Tell me this is not real, yo. Somebody said he was going to be all right until he said Jew. All that black hate, they would have swept under the rug. Maybe. Oh, man. I got to play it one more time before I make my point. I'm sorry. Do you guys know what point I'm about to make? I'll give one person 1 month free of Flow or Apex. You get 1 month free if you can tell me the lesson I'm about to give you from this clip. I'm going to play it one more time.
If I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
I'm going to join the other side. What is the lesson to be made here, folks? It's the one we've been talking about for weeks now. Does anybody know what it is? Francisco Sanchez Jr. with the $10 super chat. He just popped a cherry pause. What up, Sister Otis? Oh, man. Always act as if you're being recorded. I like that. I follow something similar. I say always act as if Jesus or God is watching, or your grandma. That's how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? All right, so nobody's getting it. Look at all you blacks that can't get this. Look at all you whites in the chat that can't get this answer. You're going to make me lose it. All right, so seriously. So the lesson to be had here, as we've been saying before, is Zionism creates anti-Zionism. When he said the other side, he was talking about Republicans. He was talking about conservatives. He was talking about the fascist far right. At least that's my assumption, which means he's a Democrat. So when you have this influx of complaints from one side, it pushes you out and you go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm joining the other team. And this goes back to what we've been talking about before. The rise of the right. That shift, that swing to the other side. We're in the middle of all of this. And this is a prime example of how that happens. This is how people become radicalized. And they know that. That's why they, do all the complaining and fussing on the left. Because that creates it. Y'all be paying attention to that shit and it pushes you farther and farther right. Felix Gamble said, I wish all you black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
Let's go to the next clip. More racism. More racism. This one's good, though. I like this one. This is migrant versus black violence. Well, verbal violence.
No more money for you. You working. No more money for you. Bye-bye. Go back across the No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
So the black lady's telling him go home, and he's responding with, "No more money for you, you lazy." This is part of the design as well. This is the fracturing of a society that we're seeing here today. Demoralization of the society. You want to depress the black community? Make them share space, as if they're not sharing enough space as it is in the projects or whatever tenements they've built. Now they got to share space with the migrants. Now the lower class, the poors, have to share space with the migrants and be replaced. No more government assistance for you. It's now going to the migrants. But part of that is to create the violence, the pushback. And what comes along with the violence and pushback for another chance to win? 1 month supply of Flow or Apex. Can somebody tell me what happens when the powers that be push a group of people to revolution and violence? What is that normally make excuses for? What does that bring about, chat? Come on, you've been paying attention in class, you blackies, you whiteys. Huh? Does anybody know? Should be asking about them bunkers. Consolidation of power. Correct. That's one. That's not the answer I'm looking for. Martial law. Yes. I gotta give it to Robert. Robert. Martial law was close. It's a little too specific. That's kind of bad of me to say it's too specific. Consolidation of power, but more government control is the right answer. Shout out to Robert Banks. Hey, Robert, reach out, Twitter, something like that. I'll get you a coupon code. You let me know if you want Flow or Apex. Tweet me, and we make sure we get that to you. Shout out to Robert Banks. More government control. That's exactly it, man. That's exactly it. EMP 1990, he said, they shut the fuck up and sit down from the government. Yeah, that's another way to say it. Troublemaker Jonah says your rights are eliminated. Yeah, also true. Yeah. There you go. All of this stuff leads to one place, and that's the consolidation of power and control. Let's go to the next clip. More racism. Let's start it right here.
Now he's off to New Hampshire to campaign more. The guy's a machine.
There is a relentlessness and a persistence in the Trump campaign that I think really emerges out of the candidate himself. In Iowa, this victory was so huge, and really it was a testament to the resiliency of the Trump voter, because you had the worst conditions possible, historically challenging weather and ice, and these folks came out and voted overwhelmingly for the president. I met with a lot of those folks. This is the blue-collar realignment of the Republican Party, and what I could tell you is, like, for every Karen we lose, there's a Julio and a Jamal ready to sign up for the MAGA movement, and that bodes well for our ability to be more diverse and to be more.
Now you heard that. I want you to listen to the first thing that the host says.
Durable as we head into not only the rest of the primary contests, but also the general election.
Well, also, you know, when Trump was president, it was better for all people, not just people of certain races. But Congressman, you know.
You heard that? Now that's the part to me that, if I were to be offended, Matt Gaetz, what he said does not offend me. To me, it's just fucking funny, right? Now, I know some people are going to go, oh, he said Jamal, but he said Karen too. He said Karen. That's, y'all said it was racist. That the red white said it was racist. So he's keeping it funky all around the board. He said we got a Julio and a Jamal for every Karen we lose. But look at how the host cleaned it up for the audience. Look at how the host cleaned it up for the audience. He said, hold on, Matt. We don't do identity politics on the right. I got to clean this up so Newsmax don't lose no points. We are a colorblind society.
More diverse and to be more durable as we head into not only the rest of the primary contests, but also the general election.
Well, also, you know, when Trump was president, it was better for all people, not just people of certain races. But Congressman,
why did he need to slip that in there? Why? What Matt Gaetz said was on point. People want to play this all lives matter bullshit. That shit corny. Let what Matt said hang on its own. Pause. Okay? Ooh, Brandy got the kufi on tight. She said Julio and Jamal can only be compared to white women, not white men. Damn. Kufi on tight. I'm not touching that. You just way too deep down the Hotep rabbit hole for me on that one, but I love it. But again, coming back to what he said, some all lives matter bullshit. It's just weird to me when they do that. You know, during Trump, it was better for all lives. Oh, duh. But that's not what we talking about. We talking about capturing a vote that is a newer demographic for the Republicans. They didn't have a chance in hell of getting no Julio and Jamal vote. And now they getting it. We can't talk about that? We can't identify races? Shit's weird, really weird, man. That shit's corny, yo. Because you want to stay on code for your followers? Oh, Matt Gaetz just brought up identity politics. Cancel him. What? Anyway. Which brings me to my next question. Now, Jake Shields is a very controversial figure. He's an MMA fighter, a former MMA, UFC fighter, 5-time world champion. Some people have labeled him as a white supremacist. I would just say he's a white identitarian, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't like all of his posts, but he's funny to me. And this one is one of those things that people have deemed racist that I'm like, let this nigga cook. So Jake Shields says, why is it always black people, and he says, quotes, that look white who bitch the most about racism? You look just like me, so I know you don't deal with racism. Woo! He cooking. And I said, that's a fair point. This person says, no, it's not a fair point because as soon as this black person who looks white does something wrong, black people will get the blame. I don't even know what kind of, I can't even try to blame from who? But he's right. He is right. Because on one hand, Jake Shields will recognize her whiteness, but as soon as some weird shit go down, they do act funky towards her. But I think she brought a lot of that stuff on her. So let's tackle the first part here. Yo, light-skinned niggas be the most pro-black. I mean, Malcolm X, Kaba Kamene, Strong Dad, Goldstein. Yo, they be the most pro-black. I don't know why. I feel like it's because they subconsciously recognize they got a lot of the white man's blood in them and they got to absolve themselves of it. I know Strong Dad and Goldstein gonna call in later and clarify this for me. But that's just my guess. I got another brother, my best friend. He's a light-skinned, freckled, red-haired cat, just like Strong Dad. Nigga been pro-black his whole life, like super pro-black. All the light-skinned motherfuckers, you can't tell them shit. Now, it's nothing wrong with that. Let's be clear. I love it. I love to see a motherfucking pro-black motherfucker. That shit's enjoyable to me. You know, I love to see people just be proud of who they is. No matter what you is. Black, white, reptilian. Be proud of what you is. I love to see that shit. Now, let's go to the second half. I know you don't deal with racism. Now, I wouldn't say she doesn't deal with racism because she's definitely dealt with racism while she's been in the white man's lap, you know, over there in the royal family. But light-skinned people definitely enjoy what I call partial white privilege. I've said this before in the past. Light-skinned people enjoy something called partial white privilege. And this goes back to the colorism days. And in fact, you know who perpetuated this? Ooh, let's see if I can find it. I didn't even think I was going to get all fucking historical today, but I know I'm going to have to go to Russia to look this one up. I'm not even going to try and go to Google. Let's type in, let's see if anything pops up. Well, this term's kind of new. Let me see. You might not be able to find this on the internet. This isn't one of Marcus Garvey's books, and I have it on the shelf upstairs. I'm not gonna go get it because it'll take me 30 minutes to find it. But let me see. Brown paper bag. Let me see if it pops up. All right. Let's type in Marcus Garvey. I'll just tell you what it is, right? So it's Marcus Garvey. And he's talking about the NAACP. And he says when he walked in there, everybody in there was white passing, including W.E.B. Du Bois, however you say his name. I don't know how you say his name. It's Du Bois. Some people say it's Du Bois. Some people say it's Dubois. If the motherfucking last name is French, it's Dubois, motherfucker. I don't hear this Du Bois shit. It's Dubois. 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 Damn. Is this so fucking black that the internet don't even got it? This shit might be so Hotep that it'll be hard to find this on the internet. All right, so instead what I'll do is I'll just show you the book. All right, so this is Marcus Garvey. What is it called? Teachings? Something like that. Is this it? Hold on, let me find the book for you. I'm going to have to check Google for this one. Marcus Garvey books. And you guys can do your research. Here it is. No, that's not it. Not that one. Not Life and Lessons. It's the Writings and Speeches. I think it's called Marcus Garvey Writings and... Yeah, that's what it's called right here. Selected Writings and Speeches of Marcus Garvey. That's the name of this book. You guys got to go to get a copy of this. And he airs out the NAACP. Matter of fact, why can't we find it? That's so trash of the internet. This is classic material. Like, if you want to annihilate the left, you got to get... So right here, you see it says Select Writings and Teachings of Marcus Garvey. Go get this book. Oh, wait, you know what I could do? Y'all want me to take some time to find this? It might take me 5 minutes or less. Let's try. Let's see. No, this. Damn, I can't even find a PDF. Let's try Russia. Hold on. Let's see if Russia can get us a PDF. Okay, here we go. Is this a dummy site? I hate when they have the dummy sites and it's going to ask you to sign up for some shit. Yeah, no, never do that. It's like it'll download a virus or some shit like that. Or they just try to like rip you off. Is this it? Ah, got it. Found it.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Let's see if we can search now. Oh, come on. Here we go. All right. There's 37 instances. And I got to think of the key word. What did he say? How did he call them? Oh. Here it is. Found it. W.E. Bougart Dubois as a hater of dark people. So colorism is old. You see, this was published in 1923. So dark-skinned niggas and light-skinned niggas been fighting for a minute. Now in here, he says, this unfortunate mulatto who bewails every day the drop of Negro blood in his veins, being sorry that he is not Dutch or French, has taken upon himself the responsibility of criticizing and condemning other people while holding himself up as the social unapproachable and the great I am of the Negro race. This is some of the best beefs in black history, is Garvey versus Du Bois. Du Bois went and snitched to the man on this. He had him extradited, kicked out the country and locked up, shut down his business. All right, so I want the part where he says he walked into the NAACP office. Okay, here we go. He says right here, anything that is black to him is ugly, is hideous, is monstrous. And this is why in 1917 he had but the lightest of colored people in his office, when one could hardly tell whether it was a white show or a colored vaudeville, he was running at Fifth Ave. Damn. Bars. Talk about, this is what you call educated clapbacks. Where was I? Right here, right? Fifth Ave. It was only after the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA, this is his organization, started to pounce upon him and his National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, that they admitted that colored element into the association that could be distinguished as Negro. And it was during that period of time that Weldon Johnson and Pickens got to look in. But even Pickens must have been ugly for Du Bois, for they made it so warm for him up to a few months ago that he had to go hunting for another job. The time when Marcus Garvey was willing to welcome him into the UNIA. It is no wonder that Du Bois seeks the company of white people because he hates black as being ugly. That is why he likes to dance with white people and dine with them and sometimes sleep with them, because from his way of seeing things, all that is black is ugly and all that is white is beautiful. Yet this professor who sees ugliness in being black essays to be a leader of the Negro people and has been trying to, for 14 years, deceive them through his connection with the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Okay, so it's the NAACP, right? And again, coming back to the main point right here, he accuses them of what they call today colorism. He said they were white as snow. White show. It was a white show. Okay. Which brings me to my next point. You just got to type in NAACP founders, and people claim that this is a black organization. But when we go look at the founders, here they are. Here they are. Here they are. Copy image address. Let's put this on your screen. These are the, so this is Du Bois in the upper right hand corner. If I didn't tell you that from far away, you'd think this was a white man. Ida B. Wells, definitely looking on the whitish side. And this is no attack on my light-skinned people, by the way. I just want to make sure that's clear. I just want to show you how old this thing is. So this is founded by white, Jewish, and black people. But these black people are definitely practicing something colorism and claim to be for black people. So if you ever want to ice the left, I just gave you the document. I just gave you the photos. In order to be good at debate, you got to know your history. You got to know your sources. You got to be able to find them like I just showed you. But that's just a little trip down historical lane. All right. Tell a friend to tell a friend where you heard that from. Many of you have already seen this. Put a 1 in the chat if that was new for you. If that Marcus Garvey piece of writing I just showed you is new for you. Tony's son, the NAACP ain't never done shit for black people. The fuck? You know who it did do something for? Let's get messy. I'm going to show you who it did do something for. Here it go. Let's put this up on the screen. I ain't shit. You know who it did do something for? A young Candace Owens.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
NAACP, 17 years old, high school student. Group of white boys from her school reportedly left voice messages on her cell phone in which they used racial slurs and threatened to kill her. NAACP was there for her. It was there for her. Shout out to Candace Owens, young Candace Owens right there. Oh man. Anyway, let's get back on track here. We had to do that though. We had to do that. We had to. So it looks like it was new for some of y'all. Stuart said he heard it before. A bunch of ones in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. You know, I want to make sure that, you know, when you come here, you get your big brain shit. Pause. We're going to go to Trump and then the vaccines, and then we're going to talk some big brain shit. I want to leave some room for the phone calls, but I have to complete today's presentation. We got a little bit derailed with the Garvey stuff, but you guys had to see that to sort of round out this concept of Meghan Markle and the magical Negro, and just add some more texture to that, some more dimensions to the very complicated nature of being black. All right, one more thing, I guess, in regards to race, since we're here. Ye is coming out with a 40-minute apology video for his anti-Semitic remarks, set to drop before his new album. Uncle Hotep says documentary side quest activated. Now, I'm going to say this. 40-minute documentary, that ain't no side quest. That's a main mission. This is a whole main mission. You know, usually side quest is like, you know, you drop an apology, you send a check to an organization, your publicist writes you, you know, an apology letter, and you say it and you post it on your Instagram. You know, that's a side quest. A 40-minute apology video? This shit better be good. This shit better be good. And I hope this story's real too, because he needs to apologize. I think he really does. You know, we want to see Ye come back strong and get his bank accounts back. Hopefully the Jews let him have his bank accounts and his Adidas career back, you know. But that's not a side quest. That's a whole main mission, all right? That's a whole main mission. Anyway, let's go back. Just wanted to cover that, put that on your desk. We're going to talk about it tonight. We'll be back tonight with Uncle Hotep, live 8 p.m. Eastern, of course. Close that. All right, let's go here. Jenna Ellis says, Loomer out here just admitting Team Trump paid influencers to attack DeSantis, something they've all denied. And big mad she wasn't also paid for her journalism. Cat turd, come get your girl. So Laura Loomer says, so sick of seeing grifters on the right post about how it's time to unite and support Trump, while all of you are taking thousands of dollars a month to astroturf Ron DeSantis and other candidates, and we're too afraid to endorse Trump. Some of us were investing thousands of dollars of our own funds into holding rallies and protests in support of President Trump and exposing his Rhino opponents by doing actual investigative journalism, not making stupid TikTok videos. The worst part about the right wing is how 90% of the right wing media pundits and influencers are grifted, who lied about being paid by candidates and who changed their mind with the direction of the wind. Now they all want to pretend like they haven't spent the last year attacking Trump. You know who never got a check from a political candidate?
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
And I'm proud of that. So, the only reason why I want to show this to you, I just want to show this to you because y'all be on the timeline and y'all be following these grifters and y'all be listening to them, not knowing those are paid opinions. You see them move like the wind, and you don't even recognize that these are paid opinions. One day we're going to have to play the Yuri Bezmenov clip in here. You know what I mean? Anomaly posts it once every month or some shit like that. But it's a very important clip. They pay the influencers to sway your opinion. And then I just show you how to think about your opinion. How to judge the opinions that come across your desk. But they're bought and paid for. So when you saw Vivek, and all of a sudden all these influencers came out the woodwork to go support him in Iowa, you thought they did that because they like Vivek? Nah, they got paid.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
Let's go here. Let's pull this up on the screen. It's time to talk about it. It is time to talk about it. Mr. 45 has finally said it. Let's play the tape.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that?
You see how surprised he was at the response? He was like, damn, people know about this?
Ooh, I didn't know you know so much. I'm New Hampshire, very smart people. Very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money, you wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming to tonight.
I want to play the second clip.
Which I've actually championed. So we talked about a number of issues backstage, which I've actually championed in this race that I do think would be beneficial to the America First movement for President Trump to take on. And I think he was very amenable to many of them. Opposition to a central bank digital currency.
So these are the pluses of having Vivek in his corner. Vivek is warning him and letting him know. And obviously, Vivek's team is watching the Grift Report. They're obviously watching the Grift Report. They know what needs to be said. So check this out. In the past, what we said was a Trump administration would be the administration that would bring about the CBDC. Now we have met a roadblock with that theory, or I should say a fork in the road. So either he's going to go back on his promise, or he never mentions this again and goes back on his promise. But if he keeps saying this over and over again, he's got to deliver. He can't not say no to the. So here's a couple of scenarios that I ran through in my head on how a CBDC could come about under the Trump administration. First of all, we got Disease X. Then we have war. Then we have the unthinkable, right? The unthinkable is like a 9/11 event, right? It could also be 2008 housing crisis. Either way, what we're talking about here is, in order for the CBDC to pass, it would have to be an excuse of some sort of crisis. It would also really like, it really lies in Congress. Congress really has the congressional power. But I saw somebody say something earlier where I thought it was quite intelligent. They said that the passing of the CBDC, or the discussion of the CBDC, is going to become a left versus right thing. It's going to become you don't care about people. You don't care about black people. You're racist if you don't want the CBDC. And we've covered that in the past. You guys know that argument about inclusion, right? Like, that's the thing they say about CBDCs. They sell it as financial inclusion. So because they sell this thing as financial inclusion, what they'll try to do is they'll try to say Trump is racist if he does not pass the CBDC bill and allow the Fed to issue a central bank digital currency. So it may be a situation. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Let's say a bill is introduced in the House, passes, goes along to the Senate. Doesn't it need the president's signature to get approved, or does it not need the president's signature for approval? Chat, help me out here. My civics, I'm slipping on my civics. I could have sworn it's going to need the presidential approval. He's got to be the last one to sign it, no? Or can they just do shit and the president doesn't have to sign it? I know he can veto. I know he has veto powers. But isn't there like some sort of loophole where Congress can pass shit without the president's signature? Isn't there some loophole or something like that? Or am I wrong? Help me out, chat. So either they bypass the president, they can override veto. Yeah. They They can force with a supermajority. Right. With the greater enough majority. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Damn. So this could be a situation where they don't even need Trump, but they would need a supermajority in Congress. Interesting. Either way, it seems like Trump has cleared his name. And this makes me happy. This makes me happy that I don't have to defend Trump's passing of a CBDC, because I was going to. Being the natural hypocrite I am sometimes, I was going to throw him some bail. He had no choice. It was a pandemic. But I'm glad that he said no. And I'm glad that Vivek put this on his desk and put this bug in his ear, and he said something. He said no to this. I wanted more fanfare from the right in regards to this. It seemed like the only people that were pushing this clip were libertarians. Like if I just type in CBDC Trump, let's say, for instance, like who's talking about this? Dave Smith, libertarian. Jimmy Doss, he's Hotep. I don't know who that guy is. Dave Smith, Wendy O, Alex Jones. Alex Jones talked about it, but me and Alex Jones talked about CBDCs. I don't see the right-wing pundits in here. Like, where are the right-wing? Did your right-wing pundits talk about this? And you can't say Hotep Jesus. Like, where are they? Like, I don't even know these people. And it's just like, y'all don't understand how important this is. It's like the most important thing Trump has said in the past 6 years. And it's just like, where y'all at? I don't know none of these accounts. These are all financial accounts, crypto accounts, obscure accounts. It fell upon deaf ears, right? Crazy. I thought, I didn't think that. I got to take that back. I knew people are too dumb to understand the ramifications. And plus, they hit y'all with the Uvalde. They hit y'all with the Uvalde distraction today. Oh, look at the Uvalde. Don't look at Trump talking about CBDCs. Look over here, Uvalde. Nobody gives a fuck about Uvalde. That shit was like 3 years ago. That shit was a decade ago. Nobody cares about that shit. We all knew the cops fucked up. Oh, now the investigation shows the cop fucked up. We all this is what I hate about people, man. We all have come to the consensus that those cops was trash. And now you're like, oh, the investigation shows they were trash. Do you think we needed your investigation? We had already drawn our conclusions. Fuck your investigation. So weird. So the people are distracted by Uvalde. I thought the CBDC would be trending, and no. It's not. But kudos for Trump, kudos to Vivek. And that's why I think Vivek is good for him, because Vivek's got his ears to the street. Let's go to the vax. It's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Then we're going to get on the phone lines. Text HOTEP in your name to 202-596-5631. Text HOTEP in your name to 202-596-5631. And we will take your phone calls. Let me just make sure I have enough of the data on the screen. Y'all see this? Okay, good. Just want to make sure I have. What's this? Okay, then we have to pull this out. Pause. All right, let's do it. Did I show y'all this?
You can't tell me. I think the vaccination, honestly, my last 3 crises that I haven't had anything like that after that shot. I think it messed me up. I really do.
Which one did you take?
Pfizer. I don't care which one I took. You can't tell me.
Why this ain't do no numbers? Or did it and I missed it? So this is T-Boz. This is from the, just classic staple in music group, R.I.P. Left Eye, TLC. And T-Boz said the vax messed her up. Let's go to this next one. Kevin Bass, PhD, MS, says new paper shows autism-like behavior in rats whose mothers were exposed to the Pfizer mRNA vaccine while pregnant with them. There was substantial cell death in brain areas critical to normal behavior. The largest autism-like behavioral changes were seen in male rats. This is a study. This is a real study. Cut off too soon, right? Yeah. They should have let that rock. Shout out to my rumblers. I see y'all. Y'all ain't sent me no money yet, did y'all? No, you didn't. That's okay. It's okay. No worries. Make sure you get some men of water supplements in your life. How can we be free if our money isn't free? Jimmy Doss been paying attention. This brings me back to this. This is the last thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to phone lines. Put this poll out. And I said, what do you suggest for your children? All vaccines bad? Some vaccines good? All vaccines good? See results. 0.7% said all vaccines are good. 14.5% said they wanted to see the results. 24.4% said all vaccines bad. 60.4% said some vaccines are good. I would just like to say shout out to the 24.4%.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Salute to you. You people are amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, the babies that ain't been jabbed, it seems like there's something different about them. Mentally, behaviorally. As someone who has vaccinated children and a baby that is unvaccinated, oh, I ain't never seen no shit like this before. This new motherfucking baby is something fucking different. This unvax shit, I'm like, damn, is this what humans are like? This is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You know, I just wish I knew better at a certain point when I was younger. So I was young when I had kids, but I wish I knew better. Because all of my kids would not be vaxxed if I could do it all over again. I'm not going to sit up here and give you medical advice and tell you what you should or should not do with your children. You do what the fuck you want to do. All I'm going to say is shout out to that 24.4%. I got some Rumble money now. Hold up. Let me check my Rumble. Kitten Kundalini, $5 super chat over on Rumble. Okay, you are far too kind. You are far, far, far too kind. I'm concerned about the 60.4%. I'm really fucking concerned. Like some of the art. Can I find? You know, here's something I'll say. The vaccines are effective at preventing the disease, but what are the side effects? Let's assume that they are good at preventing said disease. What if the drawback is you lose 10 IQ points for every shot? I think something neurological happens. But there were some very interesting arguments. And there was also some very good stories, too. Like this guy right here, he says, it's a nice fact. All 74 vaccines on the child schedule have been approved without placebo testing. It's all, you know what I'm saying? So I would go and read that thread and just to open your eyes to either the ignorance or the lack of ignorance of people on the internet. I also find it fascinating. We only have 2,659 votes. That's fascinating. Wait, what? When did I post this? This morning. Hold on a second. Oh, we have time. We have time. Okay. All right. Just checking. Just checking. Interstellar Gaming, $5 Rumble rant. Shout out to Interstellar Gaming. He's on the Men of Water squad. He's gang gang. What up, bro? Let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep your name at 202-596-5631 if you want to get on the phone lines. And I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
We live. Goldstein on the line. What up, Goldstein?
What's happening?
What's happening with him?
So, first, I want to start off with this.
Okay.
I'll tell you why us yellow niggas are the way we are.
Okay, this is interesting. This is what I wanted to hear. Let's go.
The yellow nigga, all right, is the way he is for the same reason that adopted kids are loved more than natural born kids.
I see where you're going.
Because the parent gets to make a choice. You see, you can't really be behind something unless you're able to do a very concise comparative analysis on a thing. So most yellow niggas, like myself, who are from mixed marriage, we have a comparative analysis from birth. And we decide, we choose, you know what? I'm going to be a nigga. Whereas most dark-skinned folks, they never have that. They're just born into money.
Oh, that makes sense. You had a choice. That's true.
So because we have that choice, we're extra 10 toes down with it because we know exactly what we're getting into from birth.
Wow.
Now, I can't speak on the yellow niggas who have parents that are both yellow niggas. I can't speak on them. But what I do know about them is they usually end up being the bourgeoisie. They end up being the boule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's what I do know about them. So there's some other shit going on over there.
Yeah.
I myself, I'm not even necessarily pro-black. I'm pro-nigger.
What's the
There's
difference
a very
between
big difference.
What's the difference between being pro-black and being pro-nigger?
Pro-black has a very proud heritage of sophistication, of pride, of all that good shit, all the best of us, right? Pro-nigger has a proud and long lineage of cracking your shit open if you act an ass, right?
Okay.
We just gonna bust your shit.
Yeah.
That's pro-nigger.
Okay.
Pro-black ain't necessarily finna go that route too often. The only time they really are rallied up to get in that mix is when some niggas show up. And they usually lead the charge from that point forward. But yeah, there's a very significant difference.
That's a fucking Harvard level breakdown for me, sir. God damn. That shit made so much sense. I got it right away. Damn.
Yeah, man.
That shit's gonna be on my mind for fucking years now. Niggas had a choice. Niggas said,
had a choice.
I could go with white route or I could go the black route. And that nigga said, nah, nigga, give me all the nigga.
That's right.
That's some real shit.
It's the same if you choose the other way. You see how light-skinned niggas who choose, you know what, I'm gonna fucking fuck with my white side, they're double down on the white, just the same way.
That's true. That's true.
You know, it's just something speaks to them.
That's true.
Something speaks to their soul, and then they're like, yep, I'm with this, but they choose.
Damn, yeah, they don't even date black. They don't want to be around black people. They hide their black mama, all of that shit. Yeah, they don't know how to do their hair. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're like the bizarro Superman of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people on my side, they're the bizarro Superman. They're like the retarded clone.
Mm-hmm. Such a retarded clone. Damn. What else you got for us today?
As far as Trump with this CBDC, this shit lets me know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this nigga is going to be responsible for that.
Explain why. Tell me why. You think his pen is going to hit that paper and approve it, or his administration will just be there while it happens?
Nah, it's going to come in on some, we have no choice, guys. We got to do this.
Yeah. That's what I was afraid of, yeah.
They know that his constituency ain't rocking with that shit. It's just they have a knee-jerk reaction to that type of shit, whether they know about it or not, whether they are up on that shit tough. Anytime there's a government anything, conservatives are like, nope, instantly. That's their natural reaction.
Yeah.
Nope.
Without even knowing
why. So they
why.
know that.
Yeah.
So he was never going to be the champion of this shit, ever. He's going to be the guy, though, who they are like, okay, we're not going to tear this motherfucker up behind it. He's going to be the one that convinces them we got to swallow this shitty pill, but here's some safeguards, here's some bump stops, and then all those shits will melt away as the years go by. But he's the salesman, so he has to come out like this. No, hell no. And then when the shit does hit, he has the fall guy on the other side of the aisle. Well, it's because of their policies, and it's because of this, and it's because of that. But at the end of the day, we have to do this, guys. So, fuck. I'm sorry, but boom.
Yeah. That's how I thought it would come about. It would be some, pandemic crisis or whatever, and we got to do it. Yeah.
If he would have never mentioned this shit on the campaign trail, if he would have never mentioned this, I would have said, once he got elected, I would have said, okay, he's not going to be the guy. It's going to be the guy after him. But the fact that he came out and made this big ass fucking ordeal about the shit, made this grand declaration, I know for a fact it's going to happen under his regime.
Well, only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Now, as far as all this racism, Charlie Kirk, Amuse, all these weird niggas, right? All right. These motherfuckers, if people can't tell by now that this is a concerted effort, then I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Yeah.
If anybody is still thinking that this is organic, even the proponents of that silly ass shit, if you still think that this is just an organic happening, I do not know what to fucking tell you at this point. Because, god damn, how much more obvious does it have to be?
Like, even down
to the sports? Yeah, even down to the sports now?
To the sports.
It's all up in every facet of your motherfucking life. Well, social media life, because I'm pretty sure if you took stock of your actual life, you'd be like, well, damn, I've never been hit by DEI. Ain't no niggas down here looting my motherfucking Lululemon. None of this shit is going on in my life.
Right.
But on your social media life, yeah, it's all through every facet of that motherfucker now. You probably can't even fucking tune into a good old-fashioned cat video with them just dicking around in the yard without seeing some type of weird-ass reference to race and how you are under somebody else's motherfucking heel.
That's facts.
Eh? And then black folks ain't never left that motherfucking reservation. It's just white folks have joined them on it now. So this is not like, this ain't no fucking dawning of some new, this is the same bullshit. It's just y'all asses is in it now with us. Through your Charlie Kirks, your Amuses, your Matt Walshes, and the rest of these weird ass niggas. But I'm here to tell you one goddamn thing. I know real white folks when I see them. Okay? And this is why I said earlier, I'm pro-nigga. Because nigga knows no racial boundary. You see? Rudy the vet, that's my nigga. It's just a certain type of person. All right? So I'm pro-nigga. I know real white folks when I see them. And Mad Walsh, Amuse, if that's even a real human, none of these motherfuckers are real white people. Quit listening to these motherfuckers. They're going to fucking lead you astray, man. These are what in the joint they call Caucasians. All right? They're Caucasians. The Woods, the white boys, they don't fuck with people like Matt Walsh. They don't fuck with Charlie Kirks and all these weird identitarian motherfuckers. They see right through that bullshit. To them, white means strength. To these other motherfuckers, white means victim. And they don't co-sign that shit at all. So if you're a white identitarian out there, you're listening to my voice today, I would suggest that you find your leadership from the penitentiary. Not motherfuckers who are currently in there, because their shit is a little skewed. But I'm talking about people who've been there, who have gotten out, who've represented their people in there. I mean, actually represented, like having to kick a nigga's head in over their people type shit. Not some motherfucker who sits in a goddamn ivory tower and produces videos all day. Someone who's actually represented their people to that degree. Listen to them. Don't listen to these motherfuckers no more. That's all I got.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
Goldstein on fire. He on fire. Hold on. We got Strong Dad. We got Shaq Toshi. We got Wholesome White Woman. Rudy in here. Hold on. We're going to get to you all. Let me get to my light-skinned niggas first. Let's have Strong Dad call in. Let's talk to Strong Dad. Strong Dad, call in. I just sent you the text message. Retro Neon, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I know Trump is smart, but let's hope he is smart enough to not enforce the CBDC in the coming years if he gets elected. I don't care if Vivek is in his ear or not. Yeah.
Call from
Strong Dad.
Strong Dad. Happy Hotep Thursday. What up, bro?
Hey, happy Hotep Thursday, man.
Yes, sir.
Yo, first of all, didn't I say that, Goldstein? Didn't I say that? That sounded like a Strong Dad talking point about finding leadership from those from the penitentiary. I believe that was even one of my examples. You know what I'm saying? But that's not why I'm calling, man.
No, y'all debate was, he said
No, you're right. That's right. No, that was your position.
Come on now.
Yeah, that was your
my
position. You're right.
It was literally my position.
Yeah.
It was my legitimate position.
That was your position, yeah.
But it's all right. I understand. I understand. He was shooting for the Grift moon, so I'm gonna let that slide. But just know that you have over the last month or so said several things that we said in the debate.
Can I play his defense really fast and just say that I think this is an example of the fact that white people are so desperate they have no choice but to get leadership from the penitentiary, because that's how shitty people are outside of the penitentiary.
That's the best place for a white man to get it. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, I ain't never had more mutual respect in a conversation with a white dude than a white dude with a swastika on his chest. And that's weird. That's weird to say, but it is a legitimate
Some people
fact.
won't be able to get that. They won't be able to understand.
They can't wrap their head around that, especially the victim-minded.
You'd have to show them the. I remember the first time I put on the timeline, or I don't know if it was the first time, but when the Nation of Islam had a meeting with it was one of the Nazi contingents in America.
Yeah, and Calais was leading it. It was on some stairs.
Yeah, well, no, they had a whole.
They've had a bunch of those.
They had a whole room full of people. I'm gonna find that picture, and I remember posting it online, and black people was like, "Is this real?" I'm like, "Damn, y'all really don't know y'all history, huh?"
Yeah, facts.
But go ahead.
Listen, I'm calling in. I'm calling in to defend light-skinned brothers of my particular type.
Okay.
All right. I will not speak for any other light-skinned definitively, because I do not know what it is like to be them. Both my parents are black as fuck. Their parents are black as fuck. Their parents are black as fuck. I got white DNA in there, 17% to be exact.
Okay.
All right. So I'm light skinned by DNA.
Yeah.
But
so
listen,
why is y'all niggas so fucking pro-black?
So listen, I am pro-black because I am an ex-convict. That's why I'm pro-black.
Yeah, you go to jail, you come out Hotep. That's true.
I came out Hotep, and not only that, my evolution wasn't cemented in prison. That was just where I gathered some education. When I got out of prison and I was in the workforce, and I was painting under employers who were kicking me around, and I felt like shit. I searched for power. And during that time, I would, listen to Khaled speak. I would listen to Farrakhan speak. I've played their speeches so many times that if I did not come out pro-black on the other side, then I might as well have just been a coon. I might as well have just been CJ Pearson. There's no way I would have come out on the other side that way. So that's why I'm pro-black. And if I want to be specific, I'm not pro-black. Much like what Goldstein said, I'm not pro-black in that sense. I see pro-black as kind of more of a boule type thing. When we talk about those with septum piercings, right? Like I see pro-black more like that, right? I am pro-Hotep or pro-black nationalist. I'm not pro-nigga because I always called niggas and brothers separate. I believe in the Chris Rock terminology for niggas and brothers. So I'm not pro-nigga. I'm pro-black nationalist because Khaled was black nationalist and he'll bust a nigga's head, but he carried himself much like a nigga wouldn't carry himself. So that's why I follow like that. So that's, and there are lots of black people out there like me, like that. And,
I mean, I think you've done a great job of explaining why you're pro-black, which has nothing to do with your light-skinnedness. So what's your theory on why light-skinned people are so fucking pro-black when they are pro-black?
It is identity, feeling accepted in identity. We make light skin, dark skin jokes all the time, but whenever there's issues, we scapegoat light skin or dark skin people based on the type of issue it is. We've done that so much over the years that's why that is. That's why you see a lot of these light skinned people. It is just because they want to express their black identity as much as possible so that you on the face can say, hey, that's a black person. You know what I'm saying? You don't question their beliefs. You don't question what they do in a sense, you know. Yeah, they walk into a room and they say some nigga shit and you don't say nothing about it. Whereas, and listen, I've been clowned for being light-skinned plenty of times in my past, but there are niggas who are lighter than me. So I've never really like felt that. I mean, I look good, so why the fuck do I care? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worried about that. But that is something that, you know, it's just we do it too much between each other. That's really all it is. It's a distraction tactic, like all the other shit, to make us forget that we are the same, you know, especially those of us who have black parents who are dark and then light skinned, right? Why do we both have to have that conversation when both of us have black family members? We're both descendants of slaves. We're both descendants of African. You know what I'm saying? And also the one drop rule thing, you know, the way that mulattoes have fucked us over in the past and all of this other shit, that's like a scar. That's like a deep scar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're a light skinned, if you're light skinned and you believe in, you know, pro black whatever, right? And you're aware of that history, you may be more hyper vigilant against defending your blackness than someone who's darker based on the knowledge of that history. So sometimes it's not even just being accepted in that sense. It's that you don't want to have to deal with the bullshit. So you put on more so that the bullshit doesn't come your way. But I mean, in the end of the day, it is what it is. Pro-black has failed itself. So it has to be something else. It can't be pro-black. It has to be pro-Hotep. It has to be pro-nigga in Goldstein's way. You know what I'm saying? Pro-brother in my way. You know what I mean? Like it has to take on a different face. It's not going to be reclaimed the way that we used black for the Black Youth Revolt when they made black the thing to say. You know, that's gone. That's long gone. So
yeah. How do you feel about Trump and the CBDC and his statements around that? You think he's going to be the one to pass that or not?
Yes.
He is? You believe that too?
Yeah. Either they're going to do it like in the middle or they're going to do it, you know, on his way out.
On the way out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know. But really what they're going to do is I think they might do it on his way out, and that way they can help him blame on him the same way they did with the vaccine, you know what I'm saying? They just
That's why I thought he'd be the one, because it'd just be Operation Warp Speed, it'd be Operation CBDC.
Yeah, and then they can be like, you know, see, this is and that right there, the hatred and the anger that will create will be what they use to roll us into the next wave of like extra fuckery. So,
yeah,
you know, the same thing they did with Obama, Bush. They just do the same thing every time. They just do it in a different way for, you know, it's a template for the people, but we've seen it before. So we know they're going to give us the worst right at the end of his term.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
And I say at the end of his term because he will be president. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, all roads lead to a Trump presidency. Everything's showing it. Jamie Dimon, the true president of the United States, has said so. So, yeah.
Yeah. Is Biden a thing anymore? They've devalued his entire existence on his own side. I don't even see how.
Right. His own side destroyed Biden's reputation. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you see SNL making fun of their side, that's when you know the shift really is happening.
Yeah. It's a wrap. So. All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks.
Bill. That's strong, Dad. We're going to talk to Rudy. After Rudy, we're going to talk to Shaq Toshi. After Shaq Toshi, we haven't spoken to a wholesome white woman in a minute, so we're going to get her on the line. We're going to get Jonah on the line, and we got Ohio Tep waiting in the wing as well. Let's try and rip through these phone calls really fast so I can be productive with the rest of my day. Read that one. What are the rumblers saying? I don't give a shit what skin color you are. As long as you agree the illegal aliens flooding in is the true enemy, as long as you don't try to take my guns and my right to speech. It's not a terrible take. We will never have a fair election if the voting machine code isn't open source, period. Now that's a bad idea. Now that's a really bad idea. You do not you do not want the machine code to be open source, because then people will know how to hack it. I would revise that. At least I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Rudy, what's up, bro? Happy Hotep Thursday.
What's going on? Happy Hotep Thursday, brother.
Yo, what's going
on? While everyone was arguing on the internet Monday and Tuesday, I didn't even catch the show, bro. I was out bass fishing in Arctic temperatures.
Oh, that's what's up.
So
where was you at?
Get in touch with just up the river. I live. It was like 30 degrees out there, brother. It's cold on that water.
Damn.
With that wind whipping, you got to figure, man, when you go out on a boat, if it's 30 on land, you drop about 10 degrees when you go out over the water.
Yeah, that's true.
But I caught some monsters on both days, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, look, shout out to the Nephilim. I appreciate he's been saying what I've been saying forever. The wrong ones with the microphone. And if you ain't punched somebody in the face, or if you're a high-profile white like Matt Walsh and you don't pack your own heat and you got to hire security, you're a bitch made, and you don't belong with a voice, man. You don't belong with a voice. I'm just gonna put it to you like that. I'm gonna put it to you like that.
Agree.
And all this. Listen, I was pro-Trump at 16. I rode that train till about 18. Then I seen the train come off the tracks, and I especially to Anomaly. And all these people on the internet, well, Trump's going to do this and Trump's going to do that. What from 16 to 20 made you think Trump had any power when his own FBI, his own CIA, his own party allowed him to be investigated for Russian collusion when everybody knew it was fake?
That's a fair point.
So he don't have the power to stop the CBDC. He could veto that shit if it comes across his desk. And they'll turn right around in Congress, and like they said, with a majority in Congress and the Senate, they could override the veto. This shit is coming regardless if Trump's in there or not. The only thing you need to look forward to hopefully with a Donald Trump, because hopefully they ain't fuck up the economy so bad he can't bring it back around, is to get you a good 2 or 3 years to stack paper before they fucking knock it down in the dirt again.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's absolutely it. He ain't saving you. He ain't saving you. He might keep us out of war, maybe. But, let's see. He said, let's bring all the troops home from Syria, and the government left them there behind his back. You know what I'm saying? He said, let's withdraw slowly from Afghanistan. They waited to push him out the door and left $85 billion worth of equipment. That dude if Joe Biden ain't ripped the fucking Band-Aid off the American people and show you that the president has no power, dude. None whatsoever, dude. Whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We see it now. We see it. It's all a farce. And like I told you all the time, I've read the Constitution. It's a great document. It's meaningless. Without backing, it's meaningless. Nobody believes in it. The Fourth Amendment, man. The Fourth Amendment's fucking dead. They walk up to your front door, knock on the door. I smell marijuana, and the motherfucker comes flying in with a goddamn sledgehammer and a SWAT team behind it, and I've been on the other end of that. Doesn't matter. They don't need a warrant. They don't need a fucking warrant. They don't need a warrant to go in your fucking car when you're driving down the fucking road. I smell marijuana. You can never have smoked marijuana in your car ever. I smell marijuana. I'm coming in your fucking car, and they rip your car up. You're sitting on the side of the highway in the middle of the night with fucking 4 pigs ripping your shit to shreds, dude.
Yeah.
It's dead. It's dead.
No.
So the only thing you can hope with this Trump presidency is that, first of all, you need 100 million votes so they can't steal it at the ballot box. And then if he gets in, maybe he turns the economy around for a couple of years so you can stack your paper and be better prepared. Because, like Goldstein said, either it's going to go to an authoritarian right-wing swing or it's going to go even further left. But the plans have been laid, dude. Report came out yesterday, 75% of the 8.5 million people that they know about that have come in to this country are men, single men between the ages of 18 and 45. So what's 75% of 8.5 million, brother? 18 to 45 single men. And then you got that document you read out yesterday, right? About, hey, man, we need to get black folks in power. So you got your boy Bowman today talking about a $4 trillion reparation bill that he's bringing up to Congress. Does anybody really think that anyone's going to pass a $4 trillion reparation bill? But it's funny how he throws that shit out there in election year because they know what Matt Gaetz said is true for every fucking Karen, which is the stupid white chicks, the suburban white mom that runs to the other side. You're picking up a Julio or a Jamal. Yeah, because the brothers and the Mexicans see, goddamn, man, they're going to run this shit in the dirt if we don't go in this other direction. We need to get some money.
Mm-hmm.
So what he said was 100% factual. Who gives a fuck about this dumb suburban white mom with her spoiled-ass fucking life, dude, that listens to Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro? Fuck them. We need the Jamal. We need Julio. We need Rudy DeVette. We need Goldstein. We need HJ. That's what we need to just maybe get a good 2-year run on some economy so we can stack up a little paper and maybe build up Hotepistan. But that's all you're going to get with Trump.
Nah, you right.
He ain't stopping no plans, dog. He ain't stopping no plans. And if he gets the 100 million votes and they can't beat him in the ballot box, they're going to do the same thing, man. They're going to turn around and his own party's going to blackball him at every chance. And every
Tony
federal
C in the
agency
chat. Tony C in the chat said, I like this caller. Facts. Hey, listen, man, Rudy's going to be at Grifties. He's going to be at the Grifties, grifties.com. Make sure you go get y'all tickets.
I'm going to be at the Grifties. I can't wait to meet y'all. Hey, Fresh Mike, man, I sent you my number and the DM. Give me a shout, man. I'll be up all night tonight, brother. HJ, I love you. The Nephilim, man, I appreciate the vote of confidence, brother. I love, because this problem, this blue black or blue problem y'all are discussing, we have the same issue in the white community. We got the white leftists who are self-hating, denigrating, fucking destroy themselves and fucking shit all, go out and kiss people's feet because of white guilt. We got the same fucking issues, dog. Because like I say with Strong Dad all the time, I'm proud that he's pro-black. As long as there's no hate with it. It's like he's like, hey, I'm glad Rudy's pro-white. As long as there's no hate with it. You can be proud of who the fuck you are. If a Latino wants to be like, if a Mexican says I'm proud to be Mexican, a Guatemalan says I'm proud to be Guatemalan, I don't give a fuck as long as you don't hate the next man. Because then that makes you stupid. That just makes you stupid. And you know what? Sheeple are going to sheep in 2024, my brother. So I love you, man. I can't wait till March 9th, man. It's going to be lit, man. I got something special on the back burner for the Hoteps. Peace out, man. The vet's out of here, man. Hotep and build.
Rudy the vet. We're going to talk to Shaq Toshi. Shaq Toshi went off the other day, man. Shaq Toshi went off the other day. I wonder what he got to say today. When Rudy was talking, he made me think about, he mentioned the Fourth Amendment and all of that. And I wrote about this in my book, The Patriot Report, Unmasking Conspiracy of Money and War, available now at HotepJesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
And in my book, I wrote about the Bank Secrecy Act of 1970. This case right here, United States versus Miller, 1976, where a lot of this stuff comes from about the eradication of the Fourth Amendment. Justice Brennan dissent in judgment. He said the circuit court reversed the conviction. It held that the defendant's rights under the Fourth Amendment were violated by the search. There's some interesting arguments there. Shaq Toshi, yo.
Yo.
What's good with him, bro? What you got for us today?
Step outside real quick.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh man, I wanted to double back around to what was spoken yesterday with your boy More Facts.
Okay.
And just touch on that real quick before I go to the next one. Shouldn't the goal be like I said, we need plans. So shouldn't the goal be, and it circles back into what y'all was just talking about in the last caller with Rudy about like this shit all falling apart, and it made me think about More Facts again. So it's like, why are we trying to invest into save? I got jets flying over. Hold on. Why are we trying to invest and save this country when we do? I'm not going to say all them African brothers and sisters hate us. I don't believe in that.
Facts.
But why are we not taking that money over there and building up over there? Building the schools over there?
You making all this money. I don't know where you live. I don't know the brother or any of these other people where they live. But let's just take Jay-Z for example. Why are you buying? I'm not pocket watching, but why are you buying condominiums and multi-million-dollar homes in Malibu and shit when you can go buy a fucking country, or at least a piece of it?
A whole lot of land. Whole lot of land. But don't get it confused. Jay-Z is buying land in Africa. Don't think just Don't think he's not.
I was just giving his net worth as an example.
Right.
Okay. And so if that's the case, like why, I believe that if you were to invest that money, that would stretch you even further, financially, economically, and through your lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talking about building up nations, basically.
Correct.
And what, 80 million Black Americans in this country?
Yeah.
Shit, not even half can get it done.
When you say get it done, what do you mean get what done?
Like just throwing money together and getting it started wherever they wanted to. Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Just any of those places. I just feel like, man, we got to stop pointing the finger and just like using our mind and going towards the actual goal that we trying to accomplish.
What's the goal?
I don't know. I know what my goal is. I don't know what their goal is.
What's your goal?
My goal would be to go over there and build my own damn empire with the dollars I'm making here.
That sounds
like Buddy
that
said,
sounds
like
intelligent to me too.
Yeah, like why? Like we know they're gonna print the dollars. We know shit over here is gonna get more expensive. We like the whole Trump stopping the CBDC shit. Like that's cool for you to say, but at the end of the day, like Goldstein and Rudy was just saying, and I think Strong Dad, like you can't stop shit. You're not in any position. You are just an obstacle, a hurdle for these niggas to leap over the next 4 years after your ass.
So you don't agree with Moax where he said we got to stop white supremacy?
No, hell no. There's motherfuckers 2,000, 3,000 years ago talking about we got to stop the Egyptian supremacy. We got to stop Roman supremacy. We got to stop Dutch supremacy. We got to stop Mao Zedong supremacy. Oh, shit just works itself out over time. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, bro.
That's facts.
And I mean, you've had this conversation before too. It's like, yo, the loser don't get to dictate the terms to the winner.
Facts.
You don't get to do that.
Facts.
Shit, that's the whole shit Pat was talking about on that podcast, bro. You can't let lies come up here and lie and try to change the shit. Like, no, this is what actually happened. You niggas lost. These are the new rules. Here's your new uniform. Here's where you go and clock in. That's it.
That's it. That's
why not like
realistic.
Shit, like my expatriate motherfuckers, expats living overseas, they got smart with it. They said, oh, the government's finna pay me for the rest of my life. I'm finna go to Mexico. I'm finna go to Argentina. I'm finna go to Poland or Hungary or wherever. It don't matter. Just somewhere where my money is gonna stretch me further. Pause.
That's true.
That's just kind of crazy.
But that's true. You're right. You're absolutely right. You got to put your dollar where it's going to go longer.
Man.
I remember when I went to I was at a party in Africa. I was buying everybody drinks with $20. I was balling with $20. I was balling.
Bro, I believe that's the whole 100 truth. My boy just came back from Turkey not too long ago. He went with his girl for a whole month there. It was $1,500. And he's living in 5-star this, going to the best clubs, sitting around the Bugattis and the Lambos and shit. Like, he really got it. I said, boy, you saved that up for like 2.5 months, nigga.
Yo, you know what's funny is you got all these like, money Twitter. And, they drive around in these fancy cars, but they do it, like you said, in a foreign country where the money's longer. So you think like, oh, he got a Bugatti. He was like, nah, that's rented, and that's rented for like $20 an hour.
Man, let him know. Let him know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of one of the scams.
Yeah, man, it's all been this. Stop trying to save something that's already in decline. I don't know if you've seen the metric from Ray Dalio about the rising and falling of empires.
Mm.
Man, this shit happens every 250 years, man. And we long overdue, and that's what's supposed to happen. You can't stop what nature has already intended. You can try to beat it, but that's just the way it goes. Otherwise, England would still be in charge of this motherfucker. Semi still is, but the capital has moved.
What goes up must come down.
All the time.
Yeah.
But that's it, y'all. That's all I got for today.
Hey, appreciate you, man. I'll be debating Moax tomorrow, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to tune in on that, man.
All right, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
Let's talk to Jonah. Jonah said he coming in with some fire. See what Jonah got for us today. When Jonah said he got some fire for us, it's usually batting 1,000. Chad Lamorny said, remember for 7 months, how y'all is? Y'all get y'all flow in Apex yet? And he dropped his, and he dropped his affiliate link. Look at Moax lurking in the chat. Look at Moax lurking in the chat. He heard his name brought up. He started, oh shit, I see you lurking, Mo. I played your little video earlier too. I played your little video. You lucky I don't call Goldstein to get an edit together. You lucky I ain't called Goldstein to get an edit together. That was cute. That was cute. Oh man, one of your followers was acting weird on here. What they say about me? They said I'm weird or something like that. Isn't that good? Isn't it good to be weird? I guess, you know, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. He said, you kind of weird, bro. And I said, why? Why am I weird?
Call from
Jonah.
Jonah, what's up, man?
Nothing. What's good?
What's good with him?
So before I get into that cousin fucker who was bitching about her cousin making fun of her, I sent you some DM stuff. I'll let you pull those up so you can actually, you know.
Who's a cousin fucker?
Pull it up. The DMs. The cousin fucker.
Hold on, Jonah. Hold on. Let me find it.
DMs.
Wait, which one? This the one with the highlights? Lady Houston?
Yeah. Yeah. And what is Meghan Markle's great grandfather? Hussey. Same as the lady Hussey was making fun of her. And she's cousins of fucking long distance or distant cousins of the fucking her husband. Fuck them. She's more royal family than fucking Pocahontas is native. So fuck her. Anyways, fuck that entire Muslim family saying that they're white, then trying to, like, you know, when people say like white supremacy or whatever, fuck them too. Anyways, everything about that family, as long as people are stupid enough to believe that family has any authority, they are actually.
You said the royal family's Muslim?
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth is a descendant of Muhammad. Type it in, and they'll come up for you. I've sent you the picture before too. She's a straight descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. 43 generations.
Queen Elizabeth is direct descendant. Hold on, let me get this on the screen for the people. Queen Elizabeth is a direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad, the founder of Islam, according to a BBC News broadcast and Burke's Peerage, the genealogical guide to royal ancestry.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Yeah, she's a fucking Hittite. She's a Bacon family. The same thing as Cabal. Okay. Now.
So is that why she's bringing all the Islam people over and invading the country with Muslims?
Well, no. That's just their policy, man. If you look at these fucking Hittites, right? And then I call them Hittites because they use the double-headed eagle of Lagash, which is the double-headed eagle of the Freemasons, right? That's their symbol. Now that symbol goes back to the Hittite community. Now the Hittites, with their king Lagash, actually conquered Babylon, so that's why they call themselves the descendants of Nimrod. They're not. So again, too, then every time they come to a new community, they steal all the wealth and all the resources, and us retards to go to the soccer games and like drink some beer, and then they just steal everything, and then they crash the entire country. They wipe out all the money, they wipe out the history, and they do it again in the next community. And you can actually follow every single generation, and they have two different lines going at the same time every time. But hey.
The people in the chat saying they thought they were descendant of Vlad the Impaler, but Vlad the Impaler comes later on. Muhammad's much older than Vlad. That's later on down the line.
Yeah. Now here's the other thing too. Since I don't know how much you. Real quick on the phone number I'm calling you. Read the text that I sent yesterday. How much do you want me going on that? I might not at all.
Bloodlines of the Illuminati?
No. When so.
Who?
Then the text from this phone number, it says when so became.
You sent this yesterday?
Yeah, I sent a text about Hitler yesterday.
Oh, about Hitler?
Yeah. How much do you want me to go into that?
I think Google deleted that, bro.
Okay. So
I don't see it. Wait.
Do you know he kicked the bankers out of Germany in 1933?
Yeah.
And Germany was at 30% unemployment, and then went down to extinct. Is that maybe why they had a war with him? And that's all easily found on Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Again, too, don't get me wrong. He's a scumbag, and he's literally the other part of the dialectic, right? So he was in on it. He's the other part of the dialectic. That's why they allowed him to go down to Argentina and die like as an old man.
Mm-hmm.
But again, too, that will show.
When Adolf Hitler became Chancellor of Germany in 1933, he introduced policies aimed at improving the economy. The changes included privatization of state-owned industries, import tariffs, and an attempt to achieve autarky. The unemployment rate at that point in time was close to 30%. By 1938, unemployment was practically extinct.
Yeah. So the bankers know that they're keeping us in slavery, and then if we actually get rid of them, but who gives a fuck if President Trump stops the CBDC if he doesn't bomb the Rothschilds? As long as they're still there, you're still a slave. All of us. And I'll get to post a link there for you too. Now, there's one other thing I was going to send to you real quick. I think it's on this phone here. Now, when people talk to you about the CBDC, and I have actually, I took this right from the Federal Reserve. So $100 in 1913 is exactly how much today? Do you know?
$1?
No. So it's on my device. So $100 would be $3,065 and change. So that's what the Federal Reserve does to your dollar. It destroys it that much.
Yeah. Hyperinflation.
So when people talk about the CBDC, it is gonna. What the fuck you talking about? How many generations of fucking incest do you come from that you're clearly part of the royal family if you think that the Federal Reserve is going to do anything to save your dollar? Clearly your parents were brother and sister. I go off on the banking stuff all the time, so that's one that just gets to me. But no. The funny thing is, I didn't even know this about Hitler, that he kicked out the bankers and everything until I stumbled onto an accident 3 weeks ago. I'm like, man. But I still don't even want to touch that topic because I'm I know he's the other part of the dialectic, so I'm not fucking looking into it.
Yeah.
But
Hi, man.
Wait, real quick. You know how I came across that?
Mm-hmm.
You always see that meme where people be the one guy that's not raising his arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
One time I was looking at that stupid meme and I'm like, everyone else in that fucking picture is happy. That dude's pissed off. Why should I want to be him? Everyone in that picture was genuinely happy. I'm not saying anything about that party or that whatever. But everyone in that country at that time was happy. And read Jesse Owens' autobiography. He straight up says that Hitler and the Germans treated him better than America did.
Yo, that is true. This was surrounding the Olympics that were held in Germany at that time. Yeah. Jesse Owens was the fastest man in the world. Hitler said there should be 2 Olympics, one for blacks and one for whites, because white people cannot run as fast as black people.
And he was treated
and Jesse Owens did make that comment, and he said the Germans treated him better than Americans. That is
he was
historical
treated like
fact.
a king.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So again, too, I
yeah.
mean, now the other thing too, right, is and this is where it's just blowing my mind because it's like, man, the jab is safe and effective, right? Building 7 was like internal fire. You know, Gulf of Tonkin happened. 9/11 was not an inside job, you know. And then I'm like, why the fuck did I believe that Hitler's the evil one and Stalin's the ally, the good one? When I know Stalin did the Katyn massacre and FDR hit it. That's a fact. There's actually Senate hearings where they know FDR hid the massacre of Polish military. Like Senate actually did it. FDR hid the fact that the Stalin massacred the Polish military because he was trying to sleep with fucking Stalin, like FDR was. If you read Francis Perkins' book, his labor secretary or whatever, literally like the way she talks, like the way he talks about Stalin, he's trying to bang dude, and he was staying in the Soviets, like when they did the Yalta conference, he was staying with the Soviets, not the Americans. And then he had Alger Hiss, the communist traitor there too. So I mean, again too. So like, when you looking back at history, I'm not saying I know he's the other side of the dialectic, but I mean, like we also had Stalin as our ally. So why would we believe anything that comes out of that time?
Yeah. All right, let me get to the next caller, man.
Yeah, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Jonah with that fire again. Lord have mercy. Yay. Yeah. This has been a very interesting cast today. This is exactly why you guys watch this show, because you just never know what the fuck is going to happen. You just never know. Andre Brown said MoFax equals FBA equals first black Anglo-Saxons.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Descendant of Loki gifted 10 Hotep Jesus memberships. He dropped 10 on us yesterday. I missed it. I didn't even see it. Shout out to Descendant of Loki. This portion of the show is sponsored by Descendant of Loki. Appreciate you, man. Oh, excuse me. Woo. What's this on my screen? I'm white. I was told that too, so it's not a thing. This video is doing better than I expected. Did you guys see this?
Closer together. Want to bring your family closer together? Here's an activity you can try with the kids. Now, the key to this is putting the kids in the driver's seat. You're going to have 3 main categories: life, God, and money. And you're going to have your kids ask one question for each category that you, as a parent, have to answer. And through this, you're going to find out a lot about how your child thinks, and you're going to create stronger bonds within your family. Subscribe to menoforder.com for more.
It's a really cool activity. I did that with my kids. It works better with teens, I think. But I did it with my fam, and I expected it to be an hour exercise. It turned into like this 4-hour thing. And I had my daughter, she was home from college, and I made her sit down. I didn't make her, but I sort of guilted her into participating. And then she participated, and like 3 hours in, she just had like questions just kept coming, and she just started having epiphanies and light bulbs going off in her head. And I was like, wow, this has been a great bonding experience. We sat here like, for 4 hours as a family talking about life, God, and money. And I was so I had to share that with y'all. I also wrote it as a blog on menoforder.com. So make sure y'all go check that out. Share that with the fam. I don't know what happened to Ohio Tep. So we're going to get Olsen White Woman in here and start to wind down the show here. Who this?
Call from
Light Skin Privilege.
Light Skin Privilege. What's up, man?
What up?
What's good with them? What you got for us today?
All right. HJ, listen, let me tell you. So
What
I
is
think
Steph?
coming from me per se, coming from experience being light skinned, you know what I'm saying?
Is this Steph?
I think the reason why it may be a two-fer thing. Like, so I believe, first of all, I believe that the trend of being pro-black is as far as in recent memory, I think it's just been that, like a trend. I think people have just been proclaiming to
They LARPing.
be
pretending.
pro-black just because they see a wave, you know what I'm saying?
Especially since BLM. Yeah, it became a grift.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe that. But also, too, I think why you might see a lot of light-skinned people acting like that, per se, is because I feel like and this happened to me when I was younger, like I feel like you have a lot of people that were darker skinned that would try to invalidate someone's blackness because they were light skinned. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I felt like there was always like, and you know that light skin and dark skin was always been like a big thing anyway.
Yo, my second mom told me about that. She said back in high school she would have to fight all the time because she's very fair skinned. She's very light skinned. It's my best friend's mom, and she told me about how she used to have to fight, and yeah, they said the girls hated her. Her hair texture was different, so they hated her. Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember, I think it was my sister that came home from school, and then because my sister is actually lighter than me, so it's kind of crazy. So she came home and she asked my mother, she's like, "Are we white?" And then, of course, my mom was like, "No, you're black." And then I think my grandmother was around, and now here's the crazy thing: my grandmother is your complexion. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother on my mother's side is your complexion, and my grandmother on my father's side is actually darker than you. So it's crazy. It's crazy how genetics work and whatever. But and now my grandmother on my mother's side, she's definitely like, you talking about, like, I don't want to say Hope. She might be Hotep. She might be Hotep, or at least at minimum, she's Hotep adjacent. Like I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't honestly for her. You know, learning a lot of stuff from her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, when she heard that, you know, my grandmother went off because she's like, "No, you all are black. There's nothing white about you, blah, 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 blah." You know what I'm saying? So she instilled that in us. But I think that light skin, dark skin war kind of plays a part as to more so why you see a lot of light skinned dudes out here, or light skinned people out here trying to or doing the most when it comes to being pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Trying to overcompensate, pretty much.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Also with the that Amuse situation.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think
white
like,
people not being able to get a job.
Yeah, I think like 90. Well, I think them now, as far as when you put it like that, there could be some validity when it comes to that. But his situation, I think 90% that's some bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he breaks down the story. He breaks down the story, and it just doesn't add up. Because one, if you got rejected in the way you did, like he could forget even the lawsuit, the grift. He could put the company on blast. You know what I'm saying? He gets millions of views anyway just from talking some shit regularly. So imagine if
why he ain't put the name of the company out there? That's a good point, Steph. You're Kofi on tight. Why
this
he?
is what I'm saying.
You would have assumed he would have said, "Yo, boycott this company like they did Bud Light." That's a good point, Steph.
This is what I'm saying. The woke right been on boycott shit since 2022, and now all of a sudden you got one of these quote, I guess, high profile accounts on Twitter that loves starting shit, not wanting to start some shit.
Not wanting to start some shit. That's a good point, yo. That's a little eerie.
That's crazy. So we ain't even get to the lawsuit yet. We're not even
get to the lawsuit yet, right?
We ain't even get to any legal action yet, because if he's saying exactly what he's saying, that shit is dead.
It's
illegal.
a layup. Yeah, it's a layup.
It's a layup. It's an easy bag. Like I'm telling you, like
even
all
the way to the bank.
Exactly. Like even where I work at on a railroad, these motherfuckers they can't wait to sue the damn railroad.
Yeah.
They can't wait to sue some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's black and white.
Yeah.
They can't wait.
If
So
if that had been me and they told me they wasn't gonna hire me because I'm black, I'd have been happy. Fuck a Twitter, nigga. I'd have called my attorney. Count my bags.
I wouldn't need to work again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need to work after
I'm
that.
gonna own the corporation.
That's what I'm saying. So,
I'm hiring now.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
I'm only
So
hiring Hoteps.
Big facts. Big facts. Listen, there's no law discriminating against that because Hoteps could be any shade. So
yeah.
And then let's see. So with the Trump situation with the CBDC, I believe Trump when he says he's not going to do it, because now we were talking about Vivek's first days and what his priorities were. Well, when Trump entered on his first day, this motherfucker said, you know what? Everybody was complaining about that Trans-Pacific Partnership and how all the jobs were getting ready to go overseas. Trump
He did kill TPP.
Day one, out.
Yeah,
out.
He definitely killed TPP.
Literally, like the first 12 hours out.
Yeah.
Done. That shit made the news. I remember it like clear as day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the very first things that he did.
So you're on the side of thinking Trump's going to stop it, or at least try.
I don't think he's going to stop it, but I do believe him when he says it won't happen under his administration.
Under his watch,
I think under his watch. Right. I think what will happen, I'll probably take the Goldstein round on that one, is some kind of crisis is going to happen, maybe late fourth quarter into that term.
Yeah.
And then whoever comes in behind it, it doesn't even matter if it's going to be Republican or Democrat at this point, because it's uniparty. They're all the same. After Trump, that's it. You're not getting nothing like Trump ever again.
When you look at the development of CBDCs, and I'm gonna give you guys an update on the CBDCs today because some interesting developments happened. When you look at how they're developing, you're definitely looking 4 years out for a majority of countries. Russia's still trying to figure out what they're going to do with CBDCs. Egypt, what did Egypt say today? Egypt said they're expecting theirs in 2025. So America's going to be last. I'm sure of that, because they want to see how everybody else is dealing with it. And then we'll be the last ones to adopt. But what did Egypt say? Egypt said, put this on the screen. Okay, Egypt said 2030. I take that back. 2030. Put this on the screen right here. So
yeah, I think
it's
2030 is not to cut you off. Not to cut you off, H. I think 2030 is going to be a deadline for a lot of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, CBDCs, and whatever agendas they're trying to push out.
Yeah.
In relation, you know.
Yeah. So that could be the year that America gets the CBDC, which would put us into the administration following Trump. Yeah.
Right. So I believe him. I believe him when he says that. It's not going to happen on his watch. But as far as the planning, the plotting, all the preparations, that shit is going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's going to keep moving. So.
Okay. That's fair. Let me get wholesome white woman in here so I get out of here.
Yep. All right. Hotep and Bill, man.
Hotep and Bill. Shout out to light skin privilege. Let's get a wholesome white woman in here, and I'm gonna give you a quick update on the CBDC front, and I'll have to add this to the database. Subscribe to my locals to get access to my CBDC database. I'm gonna do a huge update coming soon. We've just been busy working on men of order shit. My life's been a mess. And grifties, right? Where we at?
Call from
Wholesome White Woman.
Wholesome white woman on the line. What's up, yo?
Oh, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm going to grift for myself and hoping I'm not grifting into the sun. I started a podcast because you told me to keep it consistent, and I'm all about us not being fucking retarded anymore and knowing what the hell's going on. So, Coffee, spelled wrong, CAWFEE, and chronic.com. I've got
Wait.
episodes out.
CAW what?
CAWFEE.
S as in Sam?
F as in
Oh, because you
Franklin?
said coffee, right?
Yeah, coffee.
FEE.
The letter N. Chronic CHRONIC .com. I have
Coffee and Chronic.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
So we've got-
one hell of a name.
It was supposed to be coffee and cannabis, but my partner is a little white trashy.
You're doing this with
and
Emily,
whatever.
or are you Emily?
I'm Emily. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know Emily. Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so before you dubbed me wholesome white woman, the world knew me as Empress Emily M. So there was a little bit of rebranding that has happened, and you misgendered me on Rumble.
Did I?
EMP 1990.
You're EMP?
That's me too. That's me too.
Oh, okay. All right.
I
misgendered
when it
you.
all saying it all like that, it looks like I'm trying to be different people, but no, I'm all the same person.
Your iTunes link doesn't work.
Okay, it's on Podverse.
Okay. I love
Or
the
you can listen
website. I'm
directly
looking
from
at
the
it.
website.
It's on the screen right now.
Thank
Coffee
you.
and Chronic. Make sure I go listen. How often do you post episodes?
We do Monday mornings, 7 a.m. Central, live and in color.
Oh, I love that.
I make my
And
coffee.
who's this
I
other
roll
person?
one up.
Phoenix.
She is a friend of mine I met on the internet. She's a Gen X
She don't know how to
lady.
spell her name?
She does. She chose to spell it that way. She's one of those people.
Oh,
which is why
okay.
I'm doing this show with her, because I would like to have a record of exactly when the fuck that girl woke up. I want to be able to prove that you can wake people up and you can bring them back to their senses. And boy, am I getting there in only 12 episodes.
What can we expect
I'm
from this
almost there.
podcast?
So this is more of like a historical, how did I not be retarded anymore?
Okay.
Because I've been sitting on this knowledge and like I've been growing on my own since 2017 to not be retarded, not be the pleb millennial vote for fucking blue no matter who person they programmed me to be. So now since I've done it and I'm like semi-successful and not relapsed into retardation, it's my job and my duty to like share some notes. So that's all I'm doing is we're running back and connecting the timelines to today. We covered the Equal Pay Act this week.
Okay.
Because it happened in 1963. And looking back into history to understand where we are today is really important. And I understand how much effort that takes, how much mental capacity. Some people don't have to do that. But just like you want people to understand finance, to understand today, so that way they can make their moves, we have to understand what it is that they've done and how much longer they've been playing this fuck them over game.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I just want people to understand, like, we can't
So
fix
it's a history
it overnight.
podcast.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm in.
It's a little
you got me.
self-helpy.
You've
It's
got
a little
me.
self-helpy, too, because
That's cool. I'm with that. I like that too.
like you have to know you're broken to start healing yourself, and you have to know you're a little retarded to not be retarded anymore. And the more of us that are doing that, the better off we'll all be. So I just wanted to call a grift on that. But ultimately, we are all working towards the same goal. And in my opinion, whoever runs this country doesn't change your day-to-day life. And if it does, man, that is a weak, defeated mindset.
Bars.
So, like, the racial supremacy, that idea is shit. The idea of being a supreme human being, stepping fully into the dominion of the planet that we have, that's what we should all be striving for, regardless of your melanin concentration. Just, we're all parts of the infinite oneness. Don't be a dickbag.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Well, I love you. I'm proud of you. Check your Cash App. I sent you some pennies.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you, Hotep and Bill.
All right.
Shout out to Wholesome White Woman. Let me take a look here. Cash App. Where is Cash App? You know what was funny? What's really funny? What's this? Shout out to Antonov. Oh, there she is. Emily, I appreciate you. Thank you, love. I appreciate you. You know what's funny about these phones? I'm just watching one of my Bitcoin wallets. Just tank. Anyway, you know what's funny about these cell phones? It reminded me of someone I was quite envious of. I'm going to show you right now. Phone lines are closed. Someone I've been envious of, and I got to give you some CBDC update. I didn't forget. This person right here. I'm going to show you. Let's see if we can put this on the screen. Hold on. I was always envious of this fucking bitch. Look at this. You know who this is? Anybody know who this is? Can anybody in the chat tell me who this is? Kind of put it on the screen by accident. Or what's this from? Does anybody know? Shout out to my real ones. Who is this person? Do y'all know who this person is and what show they're from? I hated this bitch because she had this. Yeah, this is Penny. What show? Some of you young bucks might not. Inspector Gadget's niece says, it's just me. Yeah. She used to pull this notebook out, and I'm like, yo, what's this shit? I want one. Then she had the watch. The watch used to do all types of crazy shit. Look at her notebook. Look at this. The shit was lighting up. She was doing calculations. It had a screen. So every time, not every time, but when I think about my cell phone sometimes, I go, I finally am equivalent to Penny from Inspector Gadget. Finally. I finally fucking made it. Anyway. Let's go here. Check this out. So on my locals, hotepjesus.locals.com, there's a section about adoption. And basically what I'm doing is I'm tracking how they plan on forcing adoption. I'm going to show you a new way that they're trying to shoehorn adoption. And in Jamaica, they're dealing with a currency called Jamdex. And the central bank there, basically what they want to do is they want to work with a banking partner, a POS partner, and basically give merchants, they're showing here 10,000 POS machines for merchants, right? So basically, there is some cost to a merchant, right? Like if they want to accept CBDC, they're going to have some sort of upgrade in hardware. And it's a third world country, according to some. And their technology as far as POS is probably behind us. So if it's behind us, it's definitely not compatible with the CBDC in some regard. Because India's done some fascinating things with the CBDC and making it interoperable with old technology. But anyway, so they're talking about 10,000 POS machines for merchants just to push adoption. So that's another way that the central bankers will push for adoption is. And I've said this in the past. This is one of the things I speculated was, they're just going to go for the merchants. And then the merchants, once the merchants are incentivized to accept CBDC, that'll trickle down to the consumer. Wisconsin held a hearing. You guys want to hear about this? This is kind of interesting. Check this shit out. I'm just going to read the opening statement. I'm not going to read the whole document. It's 29 pages. This is the 69th Assembly District. This is from the desk of Donna M. Rosar. And let me make sure this is on your screen good. Okay, here we go. And who did I say this was? Wyoming? No, Wisconsin. All right. So, okay. So right here, it says this bill, January 10th, 2024, Assembly Bill 725. This is testimony before the Assembly Committee on Financial Institutions. This bill will prohibit the state from accepting central bank digital currency as payment, as well as amends the state's Uniform Commercial Code to exclude CBDC as a form of money. Now, that's something I discussed in the past where when it comes to CBDC, people were practicing 1984 tactics, trying to obfuscate what the definition of money is and what cash is. So they're basically practicing the opposite of the 1984 or a counter to the 1984 tactic and saying we are not going to call this money. For the purposes of this bill, CBDC is defined as a digital currency, digital medium of exchange, or digital monetary unit of account issued, authorized, or adopted by the Federal Reserve System or federal agency that is a liability of the Federal Reserve System and is directly available to the general public. So that's their definition of a CBDC. First, I want to describe for you the clear and present danger presented by CBDC on March 9th, 2022. President Biden signed Executive Order 14067, which places the highest urgency on research and development efforts into the potential design and deployment options of United States CBDC. We've covered that on this channel before, actually right when it came out. Since Executive Order 14067 went into effect, several large U.S.-based banks have reported testing the interoperability of a U.S. CBDC, including, and these are basically the largest banks in America, Citibank, and potentially the world too. Citibank, no, they're not in the world. I don't even think they crack. I don't think Citibank cracks the top 10. I know JP Morgan does, but I think they're like half the value of JP Morgan. Anyway, Citibank, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, and MasterCard. This is true. And you might be wondering where JP Morgan is. Well, JP Morgan has their own coin, so that's another story for another day. We've covered that in the past. Additionally, in July 2023, the Federal Reserve System launched the FedNow instant payment infrastructure for financial institutions. FedNow utilizes the Federal Reserve System as a third-party payment processor for financial institutions, including monetary transactions between individuals. This ultimately gives authority to the Federal Reserve System to approve or deny transactions, a dangerous precedent to set for the private banking system. Next, while the most common form of monetary transaction is digital, these transactions are backed up by physical deposits at financial institutions. That's not exactly correct. Those deposits are not exactly... Okay, so the way our banking system works is, let me just reread this just so I can make sure I'm teaching this correctly. While the most common form of monetary transaction is digital, these transactions are backed up by physical deposits at financial institutions. It's not exactly true. Financial institutions, I think they may hold... There's no requirement anymore after the pandemic, but let's just say 10%. They may hold 10% of their deposits, not even in cash, like physical cash. They hold it in an account with the Federal Reserve, right? And they're called reserves. So their reserves or monetary assets or liabilities, depending on which side of the budget sheet you're on, are held at the Federal Reserve. Now I guess you can kind of, wait, where am I again? I guess you can call it a financial institution. That's why I said I don't want to say they're wrong, because technically the Fed is a financial institution. But anyway, it's not physical deposits. That's the part that bothers me. It's not physical. They fucking just type numbers in the computer. So that's not true. The transactions that happen on a day-to-day are backed up on a computer screen database at the Federal Reserve. Physical cash held at financial institutions, that does exist in a very small amount, but they hold reserves at the Federal Reserve. Anyway, CBDC would not have the backing of physical deposits. Is that true? Well, I guess that is true, because we don't have a system backed by physical deposits now, so that would probably carry over to the CBDC. Similar to how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies work. Wait a second. How the fuck? I mean, that's true. That's a true statement. There's no physical currency backing up Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. Those are backed up by proof of work, which is basically energy. which is basically the earth. But, why would they throw that in there like that? Sounds very boomerish. But anyway, without the backing of physical assets, there is no assurance a deposit will be accessible in perpetuity. All right, yeah. See, the people in Wisconsin. See, this is the problem with politicians. They don't even know how our fucking money system works. They're trying to do the right thing, but they don't even know how our system works. First of all, like I said, our system is not backed up by physical assets. In fact, a lot of it is just fucking credit swaps. Fucking the Federal Reserve will hold securities of a bank, as backing for the currency, So they'll say, hey, we traded with JP Morgan, we bought 10 billion worth of securities from them, and and then, JP Morgan has a 10 billion in cash and they're holding securities of. So it doesn't have to be physical assets. It's just fundamentally wrong, incorrect. So it says, without the backing of physical assets, there is no assurance a deposit will be accessible in perpetuity. That's just not true. Damn, like you could really destroy that sentence in like a bunch of different ways, which is why it's hard for me to explain what I'm thinking right now, because I'm thinking about like 20 different things. Accessible. You don't need the physical assets for the deposit to be accessible, because our system is not based upon physical assets now. Yeah, it's just fundamentally incorrect. I'm not going to try and dive too deep into it. That's just fundamentally incorrect. Anyway, let's go to the good parts. Overall, the deployment of a U.S. CBDC will permanently alter the relationship between individuals in the Federal Reserve System while cutting out private financial institutions. This is correct. This is going to change the way we interact with the Federal Reserve. There is no guarantee that it will cut out private financial institutions, but it's looking very much so. It's definitely, in fact, who published a paper recently? I'm not going to be able to recall, but the IMF has published papers on this about how there could be disintermediation between banks and the public. Bunch of, and again, refer back to my locals, hotepjesus.locals.com, because all of this is documented there. Once integrated, private innovation in personal finance will be greatly reduced. This is true. That's true. Or eliminated altogether, as private institutions would not be able to compete with the Federal Reserve. Now, that's true. You cannot compete with the Federal Reserve. You can't compete with the people that fucking make the money and make all the money decisions and basically control M1 through M4, thus creating a de facto monopoly on banking. That's true. This monopoly removes the freedom of choice for consumers and has the potential to be rife with abuse from those who control it. That's also true. Thank you for your kind consideration of this bill. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. I do want to get to this next part here. This is from Ty Bowden. So he says, thank you, Chair Duchow. While the concept of a central bank digital currency may seem appealing on the surface, the potential consequences and risks associated with CBDC demand careful consideration. A central authority, namely the Federal Reserve, would have control over this digital currency, enabling comprehensive supervision of all transactions and thereby eradicating privacy. That's true. Additionally, the Federal Reserve, or potentially true. Additionally, the Federal Reserve would have the authority to establish regulations for a digital currency, potentially restricting Americans from using it for transactions disapproved by the federal bureaucrats and other globalist elites, as outlined in a March 26, 2022 article on the Hill website. Very interesting. He invokes the term federal bureaucrats and globalist elites because it's the way the system is looking, it's looking like there's going to be a Western coin and a BRICS coin. And looks like BRICS is not moving that way very quickly. But it does look like they're moving towards a BRICS coin at some point. They're just moving very, very slow on it, mostly because China and Russia want to dominate the BRICS coin. As previously stated, CBDC implementation raises significant concerns about individual privacy. Every transaction conducted through a CBDC is traceable, creating an unprecedented level of surveillance on the financial activities of citizens. The right to financial privacy is a cornerstone of individual freedom, and CBDC undermines this fundamental right. CBDC provides governments with an unparalleled degree of control over citizens' financial transactions. This level of centralized authority poses a severe threat to economic freedom, potentially enabling governments to monitor, control, and even restrict financial activities based on political or social considerations. This should happen to absolutely no one. Recently, we witnessed the Canadian government taking action to close bank accounts of individuals supporting freedom demonstrations. I'll say it again, this should not happen to anyone. So this is the Wisconsin paper. There's several other comments here from other state representatives in here. You know, take your time and take a look through it. I just thought it was interesting that the dude was like, yeah, the globalist elites. I mean, it is definitely a concern. And then we showed you earlier, my man, Mr. 45, Donald Trump said no CBDCs. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Hotep Ma not liking my words. Typical Likud vampire slave. What the hell? Technically, the Fed is a consortium and not a central bank. Would you say that they banned you? My mods are definitely on some Stalinist shit, so you know you're gonna have to deal. And I like it that way. I like that my mods got the strong hammer. What is Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci said BRICS coin, right? With South Africa suing Israel and Lavrov defending Bibi. And stay syphilis. Yeah, dude, he didn't like the word Zionist. Oh, you said the word Zionist and he banned you? Oh, they're protecting me. They're trying to protect me. Dance for the shekels. Oh, you're one of those people. Oh, you're one of like the Jew haters. Oh, okay. That's what it is. You're like a victim of the Jew. Is that what it is? The Jew runs the world, right? I think that's what your issue is. The Jews created the bank. I hate the Jews. I think that's what your problem is. Are you one of them? Are you one of those people? Leonardo, are you don't like the Jews? The Jews, you're the Jews. You know, you fall asleep at night. They give you nightmares. Is that what it is? I don't know about you, but I like the Jews. You know why? Because I got tunnel vision.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We're back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern with Uncle Hotep. For Hotep's been told you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. menofwater.com, Syscoin, all of that. I'll see you tonight, man. Stay merry, be well. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in.
How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.